Hello everybody and welcome to this Chinese God guide video. We're going to start the guide by playing the Chinese tutorial civilization.
There are three things to remember when playing the Chinese. First, the Chinese gather resources and construct buildings with two different units, the peasant and the Kuafu. Peasants are less expensive, but also less efficient than Kuafus. Kuafu are powerful giants that gather wood and gold much faster than the peasants, construct buildings exceptionally quickly, and can hold their own in combat. Second, the Chinese gain favor from favored land. The larger your base expands, the more favored land it will cover. Each Chinese major god derives powerful, unique bonuses from their favored land. Finally, the Chinese will deploy three types of heroes: pioneers, sages, and demigods. Pioneers are excellent scouts. Sages are stronger against myth units, can heal allies, and charm enemies into temporarily fighting for you. Demigods are exceptional fighters, unique to the major gods, and can unleash deadly special abilities in combat.
So here we are with the Fuzi guide. There is a link in the description if you would like to take a closer look to the build order. I've done already a video on the build order, so now we're focusing mainly on the general gameplay of Fuzi, strategies, etc. So you're gonna be sending the pioneer to just scout basically and cast that ability, the Sky Lantern ability. We want to cast the first stage God Power in front of the town center to generate food as fast as possible, as soon as possible more I should say. You can use a couple of goats maybe to scout at the same time. A very standard build order with Chinese. And the thing about Fuzi, Fuzi has the God blessing yin and yang, which means the first 4 minutes into the game we get a plus 10% better economy. And it switches every 4 minutes. After those first 4 minutes pass, we get 4 minutes of plus 10% attack damage from your military units. So that could be a power spike you can use. But mainly once we're in the Ying period, we just focus on economy and defending, usually. Once we go over the Yang period of time, we focus on pushing, using god powers and all of your power spikes basically, and get an advantage out of it. We're looking for settlements and gold mines pretty much with a scout. Kuafu can stay on gold now, so we can maybe build one more Kuafu. That's gonna be even a better economy. And remember, another bonus that Fuzi has is researching upgrades 300% faster on the favor land. So that's basically, I would say, nearly instantly. So you're not gonna, you will never be worried playing Fuzi about not having your upgrades in time. Anytime you queue them up, you suddenly have them available. So we're gonna age up with an extra Kuafu, a little bit different than the last time, but I recommend it. Can also go for it if you like. We're choosing the minor god that allow us to build those Yazis, the Yazi raiders from the temple. You can use your pioneer around your opponent's base to cast a couple of those sky lanterns and have a better idea of what's going on around the map. And you're gonna have both of the Kuafus on wood for now. What we're looking to do, a very popular maybe, or maybe a very strong strategy in my opinion, you can do with Fuzi is to build a couple of yazes, maybe 2 or 3 total, raid around, grab that upgrade, and behind that, grabbing a second town center using your Kuafus, because they build way faster, so you wanna use them instead. So we're focusing a little bit more on wood and gold at the moment, because we wanna build myth units that cost wood, and then we wanna grab a town center which costs wood and gold. That's why we're a little bit more heavy on wood at the moment. Okay. By the time you hit classical age, around now, you build a Yazi from your temple, so you're gonna have 2 Yazis to raid around the entire time. Keep scouting around with your pioneer. Sky lanterns are very useful. You also wanna grab this Yazi upgrade from the temple, I'm already queuing it. I'm gonna go up insanely quick. And now you have 2 Yazis upgraded. They're gonna be one-shotting villagers. So this is a raiding group. These 2 Yazis is a raiding group. You're gonna be using them to raid, hit and run villagers. You're not gonna be using them to fight. They die kinda quickly if you use them to fight. So look at this, 1 villager down already. Their special abilities with the upgrade is extremely strong. Something you're gonna take advantage of. I'm gonna use these 2 Kuafus to grab a second town center. I'm gonna go for this one, seeing there's hunt and gold mines behind it. And you can build a couple of extra pioneers to defend it, basically. In case you're being attacked, you can use your heroes to defend. But your opponent's gonna be so busy dealing with these Yazis, he will not be able to defend and attack you at the same time. That's why this opens a window for you to grab a second town center, using the Yazis to raid, and a couple of heroes to defend, just in case. Oh, one of them was stuck a little bit, we can get it out with a special ability, there it goes. And now we keep up with raiding while we're on 2 town centers. Around here, for you to defend your second town center, you might have to build a couple of military buildings, I would say. In case the opponent goes for a massive classical fight, if you get units out in time, then you're gonna be alright. Having those military buildings that will actually allow you to build military units, right? Keep using those Yazis to raid, one-shotting villagers. Your opponent is going to be so behind against this, it's crazy actually. I'm gonna drop a couple of buildings. If the opponent commits here in the classical age, trying to kill you in the classical age, you go full units here. This is very important. You go full units in the classical age and myth units. But if he's not doing that, if the opponent is not doing that, of course you keep up the raiding, killing villagers and retreating. But if the opponent is going to grab a second town center, you can just go heroic age, because you have the fastest second town center, your economy is way better than his. And third option, third situation, if your opponent tries to go heroic and pressure you, you go heroic yourself out of 2 town centers, while training units after clicking up as soon as possible. Because all-ins happen all the time. People prefer sometimes being extremely aggressive, because it's easier to be extremely aggressive than being the one defending. But pretty much, you can use your Yazis to scout at the same time and raiding. You're gonna have a way stronger economy playing that properly. In my opinion, it's an extremely strong strategy, and Chinese is the strongest civilization at the moment. So you see, I'm just training a couple of units. And seeing that my opponent is not really committing in the classical age, my opponent only has a couple of units out. Seeing that, I'm just gonna build only a few units, just enough to defend, and I'm gonna go heroic behind that. So you can see I'm mainly training villagers on food and gold. That's what you need in order to jump to the next stage. You can see I'm also trying to expand my favor land, because that's how you gain favor playing Chinese, by expanding your favor land. So So you just wanna separate buildings around and trying to connecting them. Look at them. All of my buildings are connected to each other. This is pretty good. You can then start building a couple of more extra yazis. I'm gonna get a third one. And you're going to age up through Nuba. Nuba to have that drought pretty much available to you. Let's change a bit the macro. So here's the thing. Here's the situation. So here I'm aging up to heroic age. Army composition you wanna have as Fuzi in general is starting with couple myth units to raid. That's great. And then by the time you basically age up to heroic age, here's what you need to pay attention to. You want to upgrade immediately, as soon as possible, the upgrade that Fuzi has available called Rock Solid. Rock Solid basically makes your myth units getting more hack and pierce armor when they're standing still, and it's unlimited basically. That's a very strong tech you can get, and you can spam out myth units. And for the supporting your myth units, you cannot just play myth units. For you to support these myth units, behind them you build Tsukanu, Mass Tsukanu with Scorching Feathers. Another Nuba upgrade. That's why we're edging up through Nuba and we have Drought available. What basically Scorching Feathers does is it enables Scorching Feathers, which reduces enemy pierce and hack armor by 1% per hit for 5 seconds. That's for ranged soldiers. So that's gonna work with your Tsukanu, and you're gonna be spamming out Tsukanu with this upgrade and myth units with Rock Solid. 2 S tier upgrades you gotta grab by the time you hit heroic age. And Rock Solid also affects your Yazis. So the Yazis you just built to raid are also going to be way stronger once you get these myth units upgrades. Okay. Continuing. You can now keep up with the unit production. That's what we're doing. Maybe a couple of extra heroes too. You can build Kuafus time to time to add them on gold or wood. You can get maybe... Yeah, we're gonna need an armor here to be able to age up. There we go. Keep snapping villages and run away. Oh god, I have a feeling this civilization is going to be very nerfed the next patch. I have a feeling it's quite strong, but yeah, we will see how it turns out to be. We don't know yet. We're now going up heroic. Have already clicked up. And we're looking to start getting a couple of upgrades. Since we wanna do Tsukanu, you might wanna start upgrading your archers already. And you're gonna start building machine workshop. That's where you're gonna be building Tsukanu from. So have at least 5 or 6 machine works. So we can then start spamming out those Tsukanu. Tsukanu is a unit that is very heavy on wood and gold. So your main resources, the main resources you're gonna be gathering from are basically wood and gold. One more very important thing about the Chinese is... So hear me out. I'm gonna be grabbing one more town center here to expand more my favor land and have units. I have a couple of units. I have just enough units to defend it if I have to. So here's the thing. One more very important thing. See, first I'm upgrading Scorching Feathers for my Tsukanu to deal the basically, as I said, to reduce enemy pierce and hack armor by 1% per hit. I'm grabbing a couple of economy upgrades too, and you can also upgrade these machine workshops to train units faster. It's pretty cheap for Fuzi. That's one of his bonuses. Yeah, and I was saying, getting a second town center up, you also wanna get a dock. No matter what, when playing the Chinese, you want to build a dock. No matter what, search for any location to build a dock. Preferably, you wanna build a dock in locations where pretty much there are town centers or any type of town centers around, gold mines or hunt, these type of locations. The reason I'm dropping the dock over there in the minimap is because there are two town centers in that near that lake. And the reason I'm saying this, the reason you're gonna drop a dock as the Chinese, even on land maps, is because you're gonna get two myth units. You will see pretty soon. One myth unit that you get for free in the heroic age. Once you hit heroic age and you have the dock up, it's from dock. One myth unit boosts by a lot, like trust me, by a lot. This is the myth unit, the Chiwen. It boosts by a lot the armor of a fortress, not just fortress, of any building. That's its special ability. This Chiwen has a special ability to boost a lot in range buildings pretty much armor, hack armor and pierce armor and even crash armor. So hear me out. That's the first reason. You can see, unfortunately, this town center is not in range. I'm trying to reach it, but because of that, I'm gonna be building a baolei, like a fortress, a Chinese fortress, to be closer to the Chiwen to be boosted. So that's reason one. You wanna have a dock when playing Chinese. The second reason is your Mythic Age myth unit from water. The Mythic Age water myth unit can walk on land, and it's a very powerful myth unit. So by the time we hit Mythic Age, we will get that Mythic Age myth unit that we can use to fight on land. It can swim and it can fight on land at the same time. So having a dock as the Chinese is a must, no matter the map, no matter the spawns. I'm gonna be putting a couple of villagers on gold for now, because I want to build a baolei now. Grabbing upgrades, they're literally trained instantly, researched instantly from the Favorland when playing Fuzi. And now I'm gonna be building a Chinese fortress. But yeah, it's better to get it closer to go. You will see why. I think I explained already. You will see how I'm gonna use the Chiwen ability. Seeing that animation, seeing how the myth unit armor is changing is because of the upgrade we got. I think I mentioned it. It was the rock solid. So all of these myth units have this weird thing on top of them, spinning around on top of their head. That means their armor is being boosted as they're standing still. So these myth units get stronger and stronger by sitting idle, basically. And look at this, now I'm gonna be using the Chiwen ability. You select your Chiwi, you press Q on the keyboard, and you right click on the fortress. And now look at this, look at the fortress armor. It's actually crazy. 85% hack armor, 98% pierce armor, 76% crash armor. Not even siege units will actually deal any damage to this building. It's actually insane. You can see this water myth unit basically boosting one building insanely by a lot. Pretty baller. Okay, cool. And now, as we keep booming and booming, we're pretty much looking to set up an even stronger economy and an even stronger army with myth units, Chukanu, and heroes. Keep getting units out. You can train a couple of cavalry to support the Chukanu if you like. Couple more farms if you wish to. And it's crazy because Chiwen's ability is actually permanent. It will never stop boosting your fortress up until it dies. We can now start applying some pressure. These myth units are insanely strong at the moment. Let's keep getting villagers out. A couple more myth units from the temple. applying some extra pressure over here. And now we age up to Gong Kong. Basically the Great Float God Power God. And the reason behind that is because Fuzi already has one of the... Actually, Fuzi has the best hero unique upgrades. So the reason we want to play with Gong Kong is because he gives access to insane hero upgrades. So having the Fuzi original upgrades and then having the Gong Kong's hero upgrades, combining them, you're gonna have an amazing army of heroes that will basically beat any army at the game. You know, you wanna keep booming here, getting buildings, getting upgrades. Let's get Nesha out. We should have gotten that hero in the classical age because it's available in the classical age, so why not? It's okay. We build that already. There it is. And remember, army composition we're aiming for is myth units, Chukanu, and heroes. That's the strongest army for Fuzi. Chukanu with a unique tech, myth units with a unique tech, and heroes with a unique tech. Your army is going to be unstoppable. Trying to expand a little bit further, the favor land, for more favor. That's how Chinese again generate favor. Let's start pre-queuing, couple of upgrades, try to get as many heroes out as possible. And prepare for a big push. Adding extra military buildings and imperial academies, that's where you train your heroes from. And these are going to be the upgrades. So these are going to be the upgrades you are going to grab once you hit Mythic Age as Gong Kong. So we can first basically cast Great Float, as you can see, a very powerful god power. You can go with Drought at the same time if you wish. I'm gonna save it for now. Demolishing an entire base. The raiding, those myth units have insane armor at the moment. And here are the upgrades we're gonna have to grab right now to have a tough late game as Fuzi. These upgrades are, one of them is Celestial Weapons. That's unique to Fuzi only. Heroes, all heroes get extra divine damage, all action divine damage, but Nesha gets +2 all action divine damage, and Zhang Zia gets 3 all action divine damage, and Yang Yan gets 4 to all actions divine damage. So it heavily boosts your hero's divine damage. It's a must upgrade, and it's just an upgrade from Fuzi that you can grab any age. But now that we're focusing on the Mythic Age for a hero army, we wanna have those right now. The second upgrade we upgrade from the Imperial Academy is Tai Chi. Hero vulnerability to pierce and hack attacks -10%. So boosts hero vulnerability, all of your heroes, and hero train time, it reduces it by 25%. So you train heroes faster and they have greater armor with Tai Chi. 2 must grab upgrades for your heroes. And as we hit Mythic Age through Gong Kong, we're gonna be pre-queuing Shaker of Heaven, hero hit points +30%, hero adds 1 to all action damage bonus against myth units. So with Shaker of Heaven, your heroes are going to have +30% hit points, which is crazy, and 1 extra damage against myth units, which is also crazy. They're gonna be countering myth units even easier. And the second upgrade we wanna grab at the Mythic Age, as we hit Mythic Age through Gong Kong, is Tempestuous Storm. Hero ability recharge time -40%, which means your heroes are going to be casting their abilities way faster every time. And they cost 40% less resources. all of your heroes are going to be way cheaper with this upgrade. So it might be a mistake to start building those Heroic Age heroes before hitting Mythic Age. You might wanna grab Tempestuous Storm first and then start building your heroes because they're going to be way cheaper. So here we are, procuring both upgrades, so whenever we have enough favor we're getting them out, and I'm building one of these heroes. This might be a little bit of a mistake, building these heroes before that upgrade comes, but I'm kinda too short on favor, so I'm gonna build him just once anyways. Again, this myth unit, the Mythic Age water myth unit, walks on land, so select it from the dock and put it in your main army, and you can use it to fight on land. Waiting for the upgrades to finish to start spamming out those heroes. We're kinda trying to expand a little bit more the favor land because we're a bit short on favor. Okay. We have a full map control of all town centers and everything pretty much. It's okay to keep your army idle when playing Chinese. It's okay to stay idle. You don't have to always attack. It's okay to keep your army idle because your myth units, as Fuzi, after having the upgrade I mentioned for your myth units, they're now gaining more and more armor. These myth units get insanely strong. They will even be able to kill heroes. Feel free to build cavalry as well. A very strong unit the Chinese civilization has access to is the Tiger Cavalry. I'm gonna build a couple of them. Waiting for Tempestuous Storm to start attacking again. Three more favor to go. In the meantime, just building and building units, defending, and getting stronger myth units and stronger. And now we got the upgrade. Now that we got the upgrade, we can start pushing. Way stronger heroes, way cheaper heroes. Spam them out. Just spam them out. We can cast Drought, so we can then destroy this base 3 times easier. We're getting bounty, destroying those buildings. It's one of the unique tech in the classical age you can get. And now we're focusing on finishing the game. Look at the armor, look at this mid unit armor. It has a 74, wow, a 74 hack damage and a 29 crash damage. It has 60% hack armor and 55% pierce armor. If you take a look to another mid unit, wow. This one is even higher actually. Keep destroying buildings and armies, and you have pretty much just won the game. So, this was pretty much the guide for the Chinese civilization. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you liked it and if you wish to see more of this type of teaching videos. And I will see you in the next one.